Hello, and thank you for joining this professional learning series focused on supporting English learners in our classroom and community. Today, we are talking about a shift in mindset from a deficit-based model to an asset-based approach when we recognize the rich cultural and linguistic strengths of our EL students and what they bring to the table. We open the door to greater equity, deeper learning, and stronger relationships. Let's start with understanding cultural influences on teaching and learning. Every student walks into our classroom shaped by their culture, whether that's values around family, views on authority, communication styles, or learning preferences. For English learners, these cultural influences can significantly affect how they engage with content, with peers, and with us as educators. This is where cultural competence becomes essential. Cultural competence is the ability to learn from and relate respectfully to people from your own and other cultures. For ELs, this means we must integrate their cultural knowledge and experiences into our instruction, not just as an extra, but genuinely embed it into our curriculum and our interactions. So how do we do that? Well, we have to use culturally relevant texts and examples in lessons. We have to validate our students' home languages and cultures through classroom visuals, materials, and conversations. Just because they are learning English doesn't mean they should throw away their entire first language and lose their cultural identity. Lastly, we should invite our students to share their experiences as part of classroom discussions and projects. Culture shapes how students learn. Some may come from collectivist cultures, where collaboration is central, while others may value individual work. We must create inclusive environments that are flexible and affirming. Culturally relevant teaching is not just about including cultural content. It's about centering student experiences in how we teach and how we assess. Next, let's talk about classroom strategies and how we can support the needs of our ELs in the classroom. Our EL students are diverse, not just in language, but in their learning profiles, their emotional needs, and in some cases, special education needs. So how do we respond to that? Well, just like any other students, differentiation is the key. Scaffolding instruction with visuals, using sentence frames, and using level text are just some examples. We got to use our small groups strategically. For example, we can pair ELs with peers who can model language while also giving them leadership roles to share their strengths. To meet social and emotional needs, we must build trust and community. Greet students in their home language. Acknowledge the challenge of learning a new language. Say their name correctly. Ask them how to pronounce certain things. Offer consistent routines and safe spaces to practice language without fear. Low-stakes environments for them to make mistakes and practice. Classroom routines in particular should be predictable but flexible. When students know what to expect, they feel safe. And when we incorporate culturally affirming practices such as call-in responses, storytelling, or movement, we engage our students on a deeper level. Now let's talk about home and community. One of the most powerful ideas in culturally affirming practices is the idea that families possess valuable skills, knowledge, and experiences that can support academic learning. For example, a parent who works in agriculture brings knowledge of science and sustainability. A grandparent who tells stories fosters literacy and memory. When we connect our curriculum to these home experiences, we validate our students' identities and bridge a learning gap. So how do we foster those strong connections? Use multiple accessible channels of communication. Apps like Talking Points or Remind offer translation tools. This allows for families to engage in two-way communication and stay informed on all things going on in school. You can do things like host family nights, celebrating multilingualism and cultures. This can be things such as potlucks or story sharing events or cultural showcases. Offer workshops for families on how to support literacy and language at home in ways that honor their language and traditions. And most importantly, see families as partners, not just recipients of information. In closing, when we work with our English learners, it is not about helping them just fit in. It's about using our classroom and schools as spaces where all students can thrive in their full identities. When we affirm their culture and their linguistic strengths, we not only accelerate language acquisition, we affirm their identity. Thank you for your commitment to this work, and together we can build a school where every student is seen, valued, and empowered to be their best and true self.